everyone. On behalf of the entire staff of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway and the Cusack family, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Maine's oldest continually operating family-owned speedway. My name is Bruce Eldey, a race commentator, and tonight we welcome the American Canadian Tour for their first visit to the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. We will be opening with qualifying heats for the late models in just a few minutes, but first we'd like to take a moment or two to acquaint any newcomers with the facilities and procedures here at the Speedway.
All the way from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, the Flexmore Trucking Chevrolet. This is Kim Wallace. Row 2 on the inside, the defending American Canadian Tour champion Junior Hanley in car number 72. Outside Hanley, the 11 from Repentigny, Quebec, Claude Leclerc. In the 3X machine from Waterville, Maine, Pete Silva at the controls of the Steve Moore automobile. Outside, Silva, always a threat for victory lane when the American Canadian Tour comes to Beech Ridge. Mike Johnson in the number 33 machine. The 40 is Bill Zardo Jr. Outside Zardo in the 58 machine, renumbered tonight. That's Gary Johnson of West Buxton. And riding shotgun on the field, the number 46, Bill Zardo Sr. Two automobiles a scratch, the Stan Dix automobile, and also Ralph Nason in the Mopar product. Is not a show here for heat number 1 as we get the green flag and we are racing. Inside line gets the move. Paul Johnson in the number 5 machine, right behind him, Junior Hanley. Keep an eye on Hanley. Look out, the rookie goes high. Kim Wallace locks up the brakes. He goes all the way to the back of the pack. A costly error for the youngster from Peterborough, Ontario. Drops Kim Wallace all the way back out of the qualified position. Paul Johnson in the number 5, 72, Junior Hanley. A good run for Pete Silva. He's got the 3X up into the number 3 spot. 4th, the 11 of Claude Leclerc. 5th and final qualifier, Bill Zardo in the 46. Zardo from dead last on the field, beginning to feel the heat now as Mike Johnson goes to work on the outside. Johnson up high in the 33. Zardo down low in the 46. Only 5 will qualify, and that is the battle for the final transfer spot. Down the back chute. Johnson by half a car length on the high groove, has the nose out in front. Zardo holding on downstairs in the Chevy Lumina. Johnson across the line has the number 5 position. Mike Johnson has got a tough row to hoe as he looks to the outside now of Claude Leclerc. Feature winner here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. 2-time feature winner, and you can see why as Johnson goes to the outside and starts cutting them down. 33 Johnson in the number 5 position goes after Claude Leclerc for the 4th spot. Paul Johnson, your leader. Junior Hanley right behind him in 2nd. 5 car lengths back to Pete Silva, Claude Leclerc, and Mike Johnson. Johnson in the 33, rim riding it on the outside. He's got the 4th spot, goes after Pete Silva for 3rd. Johnson from the back of the pack, rolling on the high groove here at Beech Ridge. 7 down as they hit the line. Johnson with a nose in front, now the number 3 automobile. Mike Johnson on the fly from the back of the pack has the 3rd spot. But he's got a good deal of open asphalt between himself and the lead pair. As Paul Johnson and Junior Hanley have pulled away. Mike Johnson in 3rd, 4th is Pete Silva, 5th spot, the 11 of Claude Leclerc. That number 4, 5, 6, and 7 position is where the action is right now. Claude Leclerc, the final qualifier, looking to the outside of Pete Silva in the 3X machine. 46, Bill Zardo fills the hole downstairs, trying to take it away on the back straightaway. Top 3 to the semi-feature for a shot at the pole. Top 5 qualify for the Coca-Cola 100. And right now, the 46, Bill Zardo, by a fender, had the number 5 spot at the line. Mike Johnson, from nearly half a straightaway away, has reeled in Junior Hanley. Johnson going to the outside of the defending ACT champion. The Beech Ridge Motor Speedway regulars getting it done here in heat number 1. Johnson to the outside takes care of Junior Hanley. Mike Johnson flying around the outside, and now it's Johnson and Johnson, 1st and 2nd. 15.4 seconds that time around as we've had 2 laps to go this time. Paul Johnson, your leader. Mike Johnson 2nd. Hanley 3rd. Pete Silva and Bill Zardo with 2 to go. An impressive performance by the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway regulars here in heat number 1 as they are going to take 2 out of the top 3 positions. White flag out across the line. 1/3 of a mile to go. Paul Johnson and Mike Johnson setting sail at the front of the pack. Hanley alone in 3rd. Fourth is Pete Silva. Bill Zardo fifth. Now Gary Johnson making a move on the outside. Checkered flag is out. Johnson first, Johnson second. Hanley third, Pete Silva, and Bill Zardo by a door. An impressive showing in heat number one for the local drivers. In this morning's paper, Steve Soloway said the Beech Ridge drivers had a chance to pull an upset. I disagree. I don't think it's going to be an upset here tonight, as they have turned some impressive times in practice and a very impressive run here in heat number one. Boss Hog St. Clair in the Chevrolet Lumina. Outside St. Clair, the 00 from Saint-Denis, Quebec, Roger Leperle. Number 5 starter will be the Coke machine. Car number 2 for Glenn Cusack. Outside Cusack, 1991 ACT Rookie of the Year, Brad Layton of Center Harbor, New Hampshire in the Gardner-Levitt 1X machine. The 98 machine, Billy Penfold goes next on the field. Outside the 25 is Robbie Thompson. Danny Knoll Jr. of Buffalo, New York in car number 6, the 42, Don Forte, and riding shotgun on the field, car number 15, from Norwood, Ontario, Derek Lynch. 15 laps, 5 to qualify to the Coca-Cola 100. Here they come down to the line. Green flag is on and they're racing in heat 2. On the outside, Tracy Gordon in the Oldsmobile down the back straightaway. That may be the only car in the field that's in no danger of disappearing on the back chute tonight. Gordon in the day glow, car number 17 out in front. Dave Whitlock, the rookie, running in second in the 92. Then Dave St. Clair, and on the inside, Glenn Cusack. Side-by-side battle. Cusack down low in the 2, trying to make the move. Outside, the 00, Roger Leperle. Then Billy Penfold and the 1X of Brad Layton. Field stacking it up, the battle for 4th and 5th place on the back chute. Roger Leperle puts the fender up on the outside of Cusack. Right behind him, the 1X of Brad Layton. Dave St. Clair in the 14, running in the number 3 position as the front pair begin to break away from the pack now. Down the back straightaway, they continue to run in tight formation. Cusack in the 2, 00, Leperle. Penfold in the 98, 1X Brad Layton. Then Danny Knoll, Robbie Thompson, Derek Lynch, Don Forte. Look out, they're scrambling it up on the back straightaway. Leperle loses ground, drops back out of the top 5. Glenn Cusack in the 2 now, runs all alone in the number 4 spot. 5th is Billy Penfold. A good run by Penfold, has that machine in a qualified spot. 6th position, the 6 of Danny Knoll Jr. Keep an eye on car number 15, Derek Lynch, the young lion from Ontario, from dead last on the field. Up to the outside, Glenn Cusack takes a look at Dave St. Clair on the back straightaway. Cusack in the 2, going for the number 3 position. St. Clair on the inside, Cusack on the outside. Chevrolet nose to nose, give it to Glenn Cusack at the stripe. Cusack away with a number 3 position. Halfway done this time. Tracy Gordon out in front, the 17 machine. Good run for the rookie, Dave Whitlock in car number 92. Then Cusack, St. Clair, and Penfold. Here's Derek Lynch down on the inside. Keep an eye on the Onsat Motorsports machine. Lynch in car number 15 from dead last on the Speedway. Now is 1 spot out of the money. Bill Penfold going high in turn 1. Lynch takes a look underneath him. Derek Lynch, the young lion from Norwood, Ontario. Down to the low side, leaning on each other out of 4. Penfold slipping high, Lynch making the move for the final transfer spot. Only 5 will transfer. The battle is for 5th. Lynch in the 15. Penfold in the 98. Dave St. Clair, the 14, going high. Lynch tries to take them both in 4, leaning on each other. Some debris down on the front straightaway. They kick it up next to the wall. Track appears to be clear. Battle remains for the 5th position. 14, Dave St. Clair. 15, Derek Lynch. Then Penfold, Danny Knoll Jr., Roger Leperle, and Robbie Thompson. Once again, Lynch looking down to the inside. Can't find room to race. He is the number 5 automobile. Back comes Penfold sideways and loops it. Penfold in the face of the field goes all the way around and they're clear. 2 laps to go now. for Tracy Gordon in the 17. Penfold back under power. White flag will come out now. 1 lap remaining. Gordon in the 17. 92, Dave Whitlock. Then Glenn Cusack, Dave St. Clair, and Derek Lynch in the 15. Final time down the back straightaway. A strong performance in heat number 2. Wire to wire. The 17, Tracy Gordon, your winner. Whitlock second. Glenn Cusack, Dave St. Clair, and Derek Lynch, the top 5 qualifiers. So a good run from the back of the field by young Derek Lynch. Starts 11th, finishes 5th to earn himself a spot in the Coca-Cola 100. But at the front of the field, no contest as Tracy Gordon takes the CA&T lumber machine off the outside pole, leads every lap on his way to the checkered flag. That goes next in line, post position number 5. Outside Metivier, another strong runner in the weekly Beech Ridge Motor Speedway standings. Car number 4 for Bobby Babb of Wyndham, Maine. Inside of row number 7, the only Beech Ridge regular ever to beat the American Canadian Tour traveling veterans on his home track, car number 91, Bobby Randall, in the Kate's Car Connection machine. Outside Randall to go in the number 8 position. The signs by Warren, Rent-A-Wreck Chevrolet, 6-time ACT champion Robbie Crouch of Tampa, Florida. Next on the field, the 77, Montpelier, Vermont, Blair Bissett. The 53, Dan Beatty of Barrie, Vermont. And riding shotgun on the field, keep an eye on the 34, Bob Libby will come from dead last on the field as we go green. Top 5 to the main event, top 3 to the semi for a shot at the pole position. Marty LeBlanc, Andy Lude, side by side out of 4. Lude way to the top of the racetrack, hangs it out. Everybody hits the low groove except Andy Lude and Dan Beatty, the 53 out of the back on a roll. Lude on the outside, 56 with a look at the lead, bouncing on each other in 4. Lude across the line had it. Keep an eye on the 53, Dan Beatty flying in the final practice and flying right now on the outside of Robbie Crouch, takes away the number 5 transfer. Lude again rim riding the high side. 56, Andy Lude. Marty LeBlanc in the 8. Keep an eye on Dan Beatty, the 91 Vermont Milk Bowl champion. From the final row of the field is flying on the outside. Marty LeBlanc sideways. Lude has the lead, and here comes Dan Beatty. Well, perhaps the American Canadian Tour regulars have someone to give Mike Johnson a problem. Beatty in the 53. Oh, he gets tagged. Marty LeBlanc nails him, and around goes Beatty. Yellow flag is out. Oh, what a tough break for the youngster from Barrie, Vermont. Dan Beatty from the outside of row 5 in 5 laps had gone from 10th to 2nd. Lights are down on the Chevrolet Lumina pace car. We are set for action. We'll go back to the last complete green flag lap, so it will be 4 down. 4 down, 11 remaining in heat number 3. Pace car is in, we're ready to go. Andy Lude, Steve Knowlton, and Bobby Babb to the line for the green. Challenge for the number 5 position. 91, Bobby Randall going to work on the outside. Sylvain Metivier trying to hold him off. Metivier, the second-year driver, lead change at the front of the pack as Steve Knowlton fights his way down low. Bobby Babb following him through right behind Robbie Crouch. Look out! Sylvain Metivier loops it in front of Randall. Field scatters and everyone gets by. Metivier trying to refire the 82 machine. Yellow flag. Caution on the Speedway. No shortage of action here in heat number 3 as Robbie Crouch now begins shedding some body panels on the front straightaway. Crouch had a piece of that Dan Beatty incident. Pace car set to come in turn number 3. Steve Knowlton, Bobby Babb, Andy Lude, Robbie Crouch, and Bob Randall. Here they come out of 4. G-starter John Halbert turns them loose with the green flag. break away with the qualified positions. The 34, Bob Libby, needs one. Black flag is out. 82, Sylvain Metivier took 2 car. Look out, we got a tangle. The 16, Kip Stockwell gets into Dan Beatty. Yellow flag is out. If his night continues to go like this, Dan Beatty's going to be praying for rain. Everybody in the house has had a shot at the 53 so far. Randall, who knocked off the ACT regulars last year on this speedway, having a tough time of it here in qualifying. He holds the final transfer. And Bob Living, Marty LeBlanc, Blair Bissett, Kip Stockwell, Beatty, and Metivier. Green flag is out and they're racing. Front 4 break away. The battle appears will be for the number 5 spot. 91, Bobby Randall. 34, Bob Libby going to the outside. The Beech Ridge regulars renewing their rivalry. Libby way high in turn 1, drops 2 car lengths. Steve Knowlton, Bobby Babb, Andy Lude, and Robbie Crouch, the front 4 automobiles. Then Randall and Libby. Six-car draft down the back straightaway. Only 5 will make the Coca-Cola 100. 10 laps in the book, 5 remaining. The man to watch, 34, Bob Libby, going to the outside of Randall. Libby, with nobody in the rear-view mirror, can take his shot on the outside. Libby pulling up in turn number 3. Dan Beatty off the track again in the 53. A nightmare for the Barrie, Vermont driver. As Libby goes to work on the high side. Bob Libby puts the nose out on top. And Randall now in danger of not qualifying here in Heat 3. Steve Knowlton, Bobby Babb, Andy Lude, Robbie Crouch, and Libby on the outside moving. Drag race down the back straightaway. Libby has 5th. And he's not satisfied. He goes after Robbie Crouch with 2 to go. The battle now is for the number 4 spot. Crouch on the inside, Libby on the outside, wheel to wheel on the back straightaway. White flag coming out. 1 lap remaining for Steve Knowlton. Bobby Babb, Andy Lude, and Libby by a nose is 4th now. Crouch drives it in hard on the inside. Libby pulls away on the back straightaway. 34, Bob Libby 4th. Crouch now 5th. Checkered flag is coming out. Steve Knowlton your winner. Bobby Babb, Andy Lude, Bob Libby, and Robbie Crouch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about the competitiveness of this field attempting to qualify here tonight. And heat number 3 provides the perfect example, as last year's winner, Bob Randall, fails to qualify in his heat race. Coming down into victory lane to pick up the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, if you would, from Ipswich, Massachusetts, Steve Knowlton, car number 88, your winner. The 54 machine from Wynn, Maine, Bobby Coburn, outside Coburn, currently number 2 in the American Canadian Tour overall standings. Randy McDonald of Oshawa, Ontario, car number 01. The 35 machine from North Vassalboro, Dick Belisle. The F80 of Scott Watts, and riding shotgun, Mike Mayetta. Lucky Mike Mayetta draws the final spot. There were 70 numbers in the hat. He drew number 70. And as a result, Mike Mayetta's got a long way to go. Green flag is out, 15 laps. Final round, qualifying in the opener. Jeff Stevens, back straightaway. 44 is your leader. Harmon Beaver Dragon down on the inside, right behind Buzzy Bazanson and Dave Dion looking to hit the low groove. Dion, left turn on the front chute, fights his way into the low line. Andre Beaudoin down the back straightaway in the 7, beginning to fall back now. Beaudoin back to 4th, make it 5th as Dion pushes the 29 to the low side. Andre Beaudoin, the youngster from St. Augustin, Quebec, hanging on to the outside line and making a run of it. Dion fights his way underneath for the number 4 spot, right behind the 21, Kevin LePage. LePage in the Ford Thunderbird. Now the final qualifier. Takes a look to the inside. On the back straightaway. Dion shuts the door. 0-1, Randy McDonald. The number 2 driver in the ACT standings right now is 1 spot out of the money. McDonald does not want to go to the consolation round tonight. Keep an eye on the 0-1 machine. Jeff Stevens out on top by 3. The 75, Beaver Dragon second. Buzzy Bezanson in the Bill Griffin car running third. Then Dion, LePage, and McDonald. Only 5 will transfer, 3 to the semi. If Dave Dion, Kevin LePage, and Randy McDonald want to start up front tonight, they're going to have to pass some automobiles. Only 3 to the semi-feature. Right now it is Stevens, Dragon, and Bezanson. The man on the hot seat, 21, Kevin LePage, as Randy McDonald works him on the back chute. McDonald looking high, throws the fake, dives to the inside. LePage covers up below groove. Randy McDonald now kicks it high. The GM Parts Pro Shop machine beginning to roll. 5th and final qualified position on the line. 21, LePage in the Ford. 0-1, McDonald in the Chevrolet. Mike Mayetta out of the back beginning to move now. Mayetta, the 13, is up to 7th place. Randy McDonald throws it high to the outside of turn number 3. Pulling up on LePage for the number 5 spot. Side by side, one more time around. 21 LePage, 0-1 McDonald rockets by for the number 5 spot. McDonald takes a run at Dave Dion on the outside. Everybody wants the low groove but Randy McDonald. And the Ontario Golden Boy flying up the outside. He looks for 4th. LePage back down low, takes it away. The final qualified spot is going to be a battle all the way to the line. LePage down low, McDonald up high. Ford power on the inside, the Chevrolet up high. McDonald back after Dave Dion. 2 laps remaining in Heat 4. Jeff Stevens all alone at the front of the pack. Dragon is second, Bezanson third, Dion and McDonald by a nose on the back chute. White flag will come out this time. Final time around. Keep an eye on the 29, 0-1 and 21. McDonald pulling up on Dynamite David Dion down the back chute. Final time. Checkered flag coming out. No contest at the front. Jeff Stevens your winner. Dragon is second. Bezanson third, and McDonald, I believe, by a nose gets the 4th spot. Great racing in heat number 4 as Randy McDonald, with a tremendous job on the outside, takes the number 4 position away from Dion at the line. So Dion qualifies 5th. McDonald 4th. 3rd to Buzzy Bezanson. Beaver Dragon is 2nd. But ladies and gentlemen, a dominating performance in heat number 4, wire to wire for the outlaw Jeff Stevens in car number 44.
Scott Connor in the 43, John Maycomber in the number 96. The 83 in Donnie Witt, the 29 and David Wiles. Ed Galland in the number 13, Jerome Boucher in the number 18. Chuck Willoughby in the number 82, the 75 in Donnie Morse, and the 54 Scott Link. "25 laps on tap. These are the lower point limited sportsmen coming into this weekend of racing. Assistant starter Junior Niles atop the stand. At turn 4, green is out. 0-4 from the inside. Russell Barter with the advantage. Side-by-side battle shaping up for second. 65 from the outside. He gets tapped, takes it around off over the top of turn 3. Barter still your leader. Then comes the 62. Jeff Charland to the outside of Barter. Puts a fender ahead out of turn 4. New leader from the outside. Jeff Charland, spin by David Raymond. Gets the car crossed up. Under power, we stay green. Jeff Charland working himself into a comfortable lead. Then comes Barter in the 04. Guy Poulin in the 32 now works beneath for the second place position. Here comes Dwight Shepard in the 09 up to position number 3. Gary Adams on the move in the number 74. Donnie Morse on the move as he works himself up from the back of the pack, knocking on the door of the top 5. Donnie Morse in the 75, last week's semi-feature winner, trying to come right back and grab a second feature event in as many weeks, but he has a lot of ground to cover. If we stay green, the 62 and Jeff Charland with a comfortable lead. Caution on the field, and that will close things up as we have Donnie Whitten, it looks like, off over the top of turn number 4. You will be in the drawing for the main lubrication go-kart. We'll have to tell you more about that because right now Junior Niles says it's all clear as the drivers stage on the backstretch. Looking for a start at turn 4. Green is out. Jeff Charland from the point. Then it's a side-by-side battle. Advantage on the inside. Dwight Shepard taking over position number 2. Here comes Donnie Morse. Now right under the 09, trying to grab that runner-up position. Side-by-side battle waged out of turn 4. Morse to the inside, Dwight Shepard to the outside. Couple of veterans here, spin right down the front stretch as John Maycomer gets turned about. Thus far unable to refire the 96, and that brings out the caution once again. Caution on the Speedway as John Maycomer gets turned about down off turn 1 by the retaining wall, and we'll have a quick realignment. Coca-Cola back for the sponsoring of the Coca-Cola 100 for 1992. But right now, ready to restart the limited Sportsman at turn 4. Green is out. And once again, the number 62 shows the way, but he has a miracle of Donnie Morse in the 75. Donnie Morse with a strong run up the inside at turn 3, draws it wheel to wheel with Charland in the 62. Advantage Donnie Morse, your new leader. Last week's semi-feature winner. Always a strong runner from Windham, Maine. Donnie Morse in the number 75. Then comes Jeff Charland in the second place position. Third place the 09 and Dwight Shepard. Up to 4th, David Wiles in the number 29. And a battle for that 5th place position. Guy Poulin and Jeff Severance go at it side by side. Poulin with the advantage. And here comes Gary Adams as he slips into 6th place position. Caution flies once again as we have a car to the left side of turn number 2. It's under caution for the third time for the 04. Russell Bush as the car turns about. We're ready to try it once again. Assistant starter Junior Niles gives the drivers the all clear as they glance to the flag stand. Once again, Donnie Morse on the pole. Jeff Charland to his outside. Green is out. Donnie Morse from the inside. Right back to the point. Charland up high. That opens up the inside for Dwight Shepard. Shepard tries to close it in, unable to do so. Jeff Charland to the runner-up position. Dwight Shepard is third, David Wiles fourth, Jeff Severance rounds out the top five. Styler indicates it will be the halfway mark this time by. Donnie Morse looking to make it 2 in a row. Holds about a 3-car length advantage over Jeff Charland in the number 62. Then comes Dwight Shepard. David Wiles getting a challenge now from Jeff Severance. Severance in the 28, a rookie from Hollis, Maine. Wiles going wide in the number 29, opening up that inside lane for rookie Jeff Severance. They go at it wheel to wheel now for position 4. Advantage to the inside, and Jeff Severance. Severance takes over position number 4. Sophomore driver Wiles with a car, a little bit of a push, opened up the inside for the rookie Jeff Severance in the number 28. Meanwhile, back up front, the 62 and Jeff Charland, who seems to be reeling in Donnie Morse in the number 75. Close the gap just a bit. Five to go. Starter indicates 5 laps to go. Donnie Morse will have to deal with a slower car. Works to the outside of the number 92. 92 off the pace down on the inside. That's rookie Danny McGrath from Sanford. Problems on the 92 as he takes it way wide now, apparently headed to pit road. Donnie Morse and Jeff Charland have just run away from the rest of the pack. Starter indicates it will be just 2 to go when they cross the stripe next time. Donnie Morse seems to have opened up the gap once again. 2 to go. Donnie Morse will have another slow car to deal with. That is the 04 of Russell Barta. Going to have to work out and around the 04. 04 goes high. That takes Morse up high and opens up the inside for Charland. Going to be a battle to the wire now. As Donnie Morse is up high, now Charland goes high. They get together and the 04 gets turned about. He stays underway. The B feature event goes to Donnie Morse. 2 in a row for Morse. Followed across the line by Charland, then Dwight Shepard, Jeff Severance, and David Wiles, your top 5. Down at the start-finish line, a nice round of applause, please, for the winner of the Limited Sportsman B feature event, Donnie Morse from Windham, Maine. The 111 and Peewee Night. The number 2 is driven by rookie Hans Meyer. The number 88, Mike Field. The 94 is driven by Dennis Hall. The 93, Dave Langlis. The number 6 and Billy Thompson. The number 12 is driven by Tim Gendron. In the number 7, rookie and already a feature winner from Gorham, Steve Berry Jr. The number 61 from Standish and Gordon Nelson. The number 30 driven by Ken McLeod. The 24, Danny Bubar. Bob Doak in the 33. Rob Herrick in the 86. The 78, Dave Fecto. The 37, defending champion Larry Gelinas. And last week's feature winner in the number 56, Robert Bodwell. On the flag stand, flagman Eddie Walsh asked the drivers to hold it even. We look for a start at turn number 4. Green is out. Meserve from the outside puts the fender ahead. Down into turn 1. Meserve trying to squeeze by the 87 of Collette, and he does on the backstretch. Now on the move, Reynolds in the 05 and Grant in the number 9 as they put the pressure to Collette's number 87. Caution on the field. Cars scramble in turn number 1. And we have cars piled up in several places on the track. Got to have his act together, as the saying goes. Well, right now, flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear. Alumina from Beech Chevrolet makes its way onto the infield pit road. We look for a start at 4. Green is out. From the inside, Bob Collette in the 87. Now Meserve running hard to the outside. Then comes Mike Grant. Reynolds trying to draw it even. 3 abreast, racing and a tangle in turn 3. 3 wide racing, tight advantage on the Speedway. And every now and then they do it, everyone underway, and we stay green. Cars all over the place off over turn 4, but everyone in motion. Problems on the number 42 of Kurt Bean. Right front down, apparently flat tire and some suspension damage. Turn 4 once again, 3 wide. From the infield to the outside rim. 3-way battle at the front. The 87 with a slight advantage. All kinds of pressure from Reynolds in the 05. Mike Grant in the number 9. Glenn Reynolds from Westbrook, Maine, trying to make a run to the outside and draw it even with race leader Bob Collette. Three-way battle continues. Collette continues to hold off all kinds of pressure as Mike Grant to the inside, Glenn Reynolds to the outside as they battle wheel to wheel for position 2. Here comes Jeff Morgan now, making his presence known in the outside groove in the number 70. Morgan, always a hard charger, looks for racing room to the outside. Continues to be Collette. Tangle on the backstretch. Cars all over the place and unable to see who's involved due to the dust. That will bring the field to caution once again. Glad to explain to you how you might become involved. Well, right now, flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they work the backstretch. Pace car will make its way on the infield pit road. And we're ready to get back to green once again at turn 4. Bob Collette back to the point. Glenn Reynolds, Mike Grant side by side for position 2. Then comes Jeff Morgan. Squeezing beneath Grant, trying to get up and challenge for that 3rd place position. Collette doing a nice job in the 87 as he continues to show the way. Cars stacked right up from position 2 right on back. 3 wide once again on the backstretch. The 665 is turned about. He's going backwards now. And a melee in turn 4. Cars all crossed up. We have Rob Herrick and the 25. Sitting up at the top of turn number 4. That will require the caution flag once again. . check with rookie Steve Berry, and he'll tell you how to get involved with his number 7. But right now, we look for a restart. 7 laps down at turn 4. Green is out. Bob Colette once again in the 87 shows the way. Jeff Morgan right up the inside to challenge for second as he works beneath the 05 of Reynolds. Reynolds right back hard on the outside. Takes a look now to the outside of race leader Colette. 3 wide. They get sideways. Do a nice job of holding the car. 87 to the inside. The 05 to the outside. Reynolds pressing it hard on the outside. Puts a half car length ahead. Down to turn 3. Tries to squeeze it by on the outside. Out of turn 4. 3 wide. Reynolds takes it over. And on the move, the 03 and rookie Keith Lovejoy. Reynolds now trying to hang on to that slim lead over the 87 and Bob Colette. And now up into the fray, Keith Lovejoy in the 03. And Lovejoy is bringing within Hans Meyer in the number 2. Couple of strong running rookies. Lovejoy now taking over the runner-up position. And Meyer on the move in the number 2. Challenges for third. Glenn Reynolds continues to hold off Keith Lovejoy in the 03. Lovejoy a little sideways down into turn 1. Manages to hang on to that runner-up spot. And right to the back bumper of race leader Glenn Reynolds. Top 4 is broken away just a bit. Jeff Morgan trying to get beneath the number 2 of Hans Meyer. At turn 3, they go at it wheel to wheel for position number 3. Jeff Morgan on the inside. Once again, 3 wide racing out of turn 4. Somehow they make it work. Bob Colette caught way up high. Hooked up with the 85. And they are at the entrance of pit road and will take the cars on a pit road. 85 Scott Chapman, along with former leader Bob Colette, hooked up, got hooked together, took the cars on a pit road. Tough break. Keith Lovejoy now takes a look to the outside, and by doing so, opens up the inside of Jeff Morgan. Morgan takes over the runner-up position. Tangle right here in the front stretch. Bob Doak gets it turned about. Steve Berry turned about in the 4th turn. Caution on the speedway once again as 2 cars sit facing traffic. Bob Doak in the 33 down entering turn 1. And Steve Berry in turn 4. $16 laps down. And 04169. All clear now as the drivers enter the backstretch. Pick up the pace as they enter turn 4. Green is out. Reynolds from the outside. Morgan dives to the inside. They go at it wheel-to-wheel advantage. Morgan in the number 70, your new leader. Working lap number 17, Jeff Morgan. Captures the lead from the inside, drops Reynolds back to the runner-up position. Then comes Hans Meyer in the number 2. Keith Lovejoy and Dennis Hall go at it. Side by side for position 4. Pee-wee Knight up knocking on the door of the top 5 now as he works beneath the 03 of Lovejoy. Lovejoy way up high. Right out over the stripe, gets the car sideways, has to back out of it just a bit. And with it, he loses a lot of ground. Tangle in turn 2. The 25 and Kevin Buck gets the car back underway. Steve Berry does a nice job of keeping the number 7 out of the concrete at the top of turn 2. Meanwhile, back up front, Jeff Morgan with about a 3-car length advantage over Glenn Reynolds. Then comes Hans Meyer and Dennis Hall going at it side by side for position 3. Pee Wee Knight up to position number 4. Actually position 5. Ken McLeod in the number 30 up knocking on the door of the top 5. And here comes defending champion Larry Gelinas in the 37. Larry Gelinas has come all the way from the back row of this feature event. And is up knocking on the door of the top 5. And as the caution comes out, Meyer up going at it for that runner-up position. Coca-Cola bottling plant, and they will help you take care of that event or that opening and actually make things easy for you. Well, right now 21 laps down, and we look to get it back to green at turn 4. Jeff Morgan at the point. Green is out. Morgan jumps in quickly. Then comes the side-by-side battle. Hans Meyer in the number 2. Glenn Reynolds in the 05. Pee Wee Knight in the 111 looking for racing room at the back bumper of the number 2. Dennis Hall looks for racing room in the middle groove. Almost a 3-wide tangle. Hall gets together with the 05 of Reynolds, and Reynolds comes out on the short end of that, gets it way up high. Spin in turn 2 as cars hook up the number 12, Tim Genrin. That will cause the caution to fly once again. Once again, Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they stage on the backstretch. It will be Jeff Morgan, Hans Meyer on the front row. Pace car makes its way onto the infield pit road. Green is out. Jeff Morgan from the inside. He brings Pee Wee Knight right along with him. Knight is right up to challenge for this runner-up spot. Meyer on the move on the outside. Takes a look to the outside of the number 70. But the advantage in the inside groove. Meyer gets it way wide. Jeff Morgan at the point. Pee Wee Knight in position number 2. Hans Meyer in 3. But he has Billy Thompson now to his inside, wanting that 3rd position. Dennis Hall rounds out the top 5. Flagman indicates it will be 5 to go as they cross the stripe this time. Jeff Morgan looking for his first feature event of 1992, as well as Pee Wee Knight. Thompson and Hall have already run feature events. Jeff Morgan in a Pontiac shows the way. Pee Wee Knight in a Chevrolet in the runner-up spot, trying to find a way to get up and challenge race leader Jeff Morgan. Both veterans of this limited sportsman division. Flagman Eddie Walsh indicates just 2 to go this time by. Continues to be Jeff Morgan. Meyer making a bid on the outside, gets the car sideways, has to back out of it. As they exit turn 4 this time, they'll see the white flag go out. 1 lap to go. If Pee Wee Knight is going to mount a challenge, he has 3/4 of a lap in which to do it. Takes a look to the outside of Morgan now. Pee Wee Knight takes a look to the outside of the number 70. Checkered flag out. Jeff Morgan by a fender over Knight, then Thompson, Hall, and Mike Field. Unofficially, your top 5. Outstanding run by Jeff Morgan as he captures his first limited sportsman main event for 1992. And a strong run by Pee Wee Knight in the 111. Billy Thompson in the number 6. Dennis Hall in the 4th place position. And Mike Field rounding out the top 5. Down to collect the colors, Jeff Morgan in the number 70. Morgan's car sponsored in part by Morgan Motorsports, LTV Builders, along with R&R Towing and High Torque Racing Engines. The number 70 out of Scarborough, Maine, capturing his first limited sportsman main event for 1992. Morgan becomes the 8th different feature winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming to victory lane, his first win of the season, Jeff Morgan. This is long awaited for you, Jeff. Congratulations.
Sure is, boy. I'll tell you, it's been pretty tough for us this first of the year here. And boy, it sure does feel good to be in victory lane finally. I'll tell you, we had it rough the first 5 weeks here. 3 of the weeks out of the 5 we was in the wall, so all I can say is I owe it to my crew. The guys have been working on the car. I've had stuff breaking left and right, and they've been right with me the whole way. So this is really for the crew.
You're always good for a few wins during the season, Jeff, and this, of course, is your first. Do you think this is the turning point for you?
Well, I hope so. I hope this is bigger and better to come, you know. I've been out here wheeling the old 70 car for a while out here, and I hope a few eyes are noticing me out here, because I'm trying to be clean out here and race with the guys, you know, and best man wins, you know.
And we compliment you on a very smooth race tonight. You just came out of no place. You were riding middle of the pack, and next thing we looked up and you're leading the race. An excellent job tonight. Roger Roberge from Coca-Cola has the trophy for you for your first win of the year. Roger?
Good race there. They're really pushing you hard. Congratulations. Here's your Coke.
Thank you very much, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, a nice round of applause for Jeff Morgan. Let's go back to the tower with Bruce Elder and Dave Mooney. Bruce?
The 44, Jeff Stevens. Field is set. Pace car coming in. 15 laps for the pole position in the Coca-Cola 100. Here they come. Green is out of their way. Outside line gets the break. 88, Steve Knowlton away with it. Right behind the 75, Harmon, Beaver Dragon. Dragon, then the 5 of Johnson, right behind Jeffrey Stevens. Paul Johnson to the outside of Beaver Dragon. Challenge for the number 2 position. Johnson on the outside, poles even on the back straightaway. Right behind him, the 44, Jeff Stevens, 72, Junior Hanley beginning to move. Johnson around the outside has second place. Steve Knowlton, the 88, up by 10 car lengths. Johnson now back in the low groove trying to close. 75, Beaver Dragon in 3rd. Jeff Stevens 4th, Junior Hanley to the number 5 position now. Hanley in the Molson X Ford into the top 5, looking to move up as they race the back straightaway. 6th is the 92 of Dave Whitlock, then Buzzy Bazanson and Bobby Babb side by side. Mike Johnson, Tracy Gordon, Andy Lude, and Greg Cusack. Steve Knowlton continues to show the way. Paul Johnson beginning to close in now. Johnson at Manasco Chevrolet has cut the lead in half as they hit the back chute. 2-car breakaway at the front of the field. Steve Knowlton and Paul Johnson. A long gap back to Beaver Dragon in 3rd. Then it's Jeff Stevens and Junior Hanley. Buzzy Bazanson fighting his way to the inside of Dave Whitlock, right behind the 33 of Mike Johnson. 2-car battle at the front. 88 Knowlton, Johnson in the 5, then Dragon, Stevens, and Hanley. Halfway done this time. Halfway down. Your leader continues to be the 88 Steve Knowlton. Paul Johnson has gotten within 5 car lengths, but unable to close the gap. Buzzy Bazanson moving smartly in the 07 machine, down to the inside of Junior Hanley. Bazanson from the back of the pack going for the number 5 position. Fuzzy Bazanson and Bill Griffin's Carter Chemicals. Griffin Motorsports Buick on the inside. Hanley, 72 on the outside, going after Jeff Stevens. 5-car battle. Number 3 position on the front straightaway. Junior Hanley trying to get the bite on the outside of Jeff Stevens. Down the backstretch there, wheel to wheel. Stevens, 44. 72, Hanley, Fuzzy Bazanson. Mike Johnson, Andy Lude, Glenn Cusack all in it. Steve Knowlton continues to run the rail on the inside, holding off Paul Johnson. Johnson unable to close the ground. Dragon is third. And it continues to be Jeff Stevens, Junior Hanley side by side. Great racing on the back straightaway. 2 laps to go this time for Stevie Knowlton as he looks to lock up the pole position. The battle continues to be for fourth. Chevrolet on the inside, Jeffrey Stevens. Hanley in the Ford, Bazanson in the Buick. Then Mike Johnson, Andy Lude, and Glenn Cusack. White flag is out with 1 to go. The 2 veterans leading on each other in 1 and 2. Stevens in the 44, 72 Hanley. Checkered flag coming out. Semi-feature, pole in the main, Steve Knowlton. Paul Johnson second. Dragon is third. Hanley. Then Jeff Stevens. My goodness, we have got ourselves an upset and a surprise here in the semi-feature. We talked pre-race about some of the drivers that looked to be a threat. This name was not among them. But a solid run for the former American-Canadian Tour Rookie of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for your semi-feature winner. He'll start on the pole tonight for the Coca-Cola 100. Steve Knowlton of Ipswich, Massachusetts, your winner. Easily the best run of the 1992 campaign for Steve Knowlton, the Massachusetts youngster. And he now is 2 for 2 tonight. He'll go for the Triple Crown come main event time. Already has victories in hand in his qualifying heat and now the semi-feature. He will go from the pole. The Gardner-Levitt car is going to have to hustle the 1X machine. Riding shotgun, 82, Sylvain Metivier. Only 4 cars qualify. The rest go to the last chance race. Here they come out of 4. Green flag is out there away. Brad Layton's in trouble. Something is let go on the 1X machine. Yellow flag is out. Layton has torn up the front end on the 1X. We've got cars spinning on the back chute. Robbie Thompson into the sand pile. Claude Leclerc's in it. Action all over this racetrack. Brad Layton is underway in the 1X. Claude Leclerc sitting backwards on the back straightaway. Robbie Thompson in the 25. He's all torn up in the nose. Parts hanging off the United Van Lines machine for Robbie Thompson. Pace car pulling away on the back chute. We are set to go. No laps complete. 15-lap consolation round. Number 1 for the American Canadian Tour late model set to go. Out of 4 they come. Green is out and we're away. Quickly off the inside pole. Gary Johnson away with the lead. Cam Wallace, 27, shedding fiberglass on the back chute. There goes the hood. Johnson pulling away. Wallace now in second. Roger LaPearl, 00 on the inside. Boy, we have got parts flying everywhere. Brad Layton coming through. The 1X machine taking over fourth. Layton from dead last on the inside. Now is the final qualifier. 42, Don Forte moving underneath Danny Knoll Jr. Knoll, the pole sitter, now all the way back to the number 6 spot. Gary Johnson out of 4 shows the way. On his back bumper, the 27, Kim Wallace. 00 LaPearl, 1X Layton, and here comes Don Forte. Forte, the youngster from Laval, Quebec, trying to take it away from Brad Layton on the back straightaway. Look out, Robbie Thompson looping it. Sylvain Metivier over the top avoiding. Thompson trying to refire it. Thompson is moving, but the yellow flag is out. Caution on the speedway one more time. Robbie Thompson showing some smoke off the 25 machine. We may have some fluid down in turn 3. Because anything can and quite frequently does happen in that B feature. Pace cars coming in. We're set to go. 4 down, 11 remaining. Gary Johnson, Kim Wallace, Roger LaPerle, and Don Forte, the qualifiers. The green flag is out and they're racing. Whoa, Layton gets into the back of Forte. Both cars spin. Yellow is out again. Caution on the Speedway. Danny Knoll all torn up in car number 6. So Danny Knoll, despite being a part of that incident and shedding some fiberglass, inherits the final transfer position. Danny Knoll Jr. from Buffalo, New York, car number 6 now is the man on the hot seat. Keep an eye on the 42 and the 1Xs. Now they're going to have to come from the rear. Here we go. Gary Johnson leads them down, and once again we've got a green flag. Johnson, Cam Wallace, Roger LaPerle quickly breaking away from the field. The battle is going to be for 4th. Danny Knoll in the 6, 82, Sylvain Metivier, then Don Forte and Brad Layton. .42, Don Forte to the outside of Sylvain Metivier. Brad Layton tucks it down to the inside. Metivier leading on Danny Knoll. The battle for 4th is going to be a hot one. Knoll in the 6, holding on to it. Metivier, Forte, Layton, all looking for a hole. Top 3 cars content to get away. Single file, Gary Johnson, Cam Wallace, Roger LaPerle, nose to tail into 3. Here's Sylvain Metivier inside Danny Knoll. Metivier takes away the transfer spot. Brad Layton follows him through, smoke showing off the right front corner. Layton showing smoke off the 1X machine. He is still 1 spot out of the main. It appears to be just tire smoke off the 1X car. The fiberglass rubbing on the right front tire. Layton down to the inside. Can't find the horsepower to make the pass. Don Forte in the 42 continues to rim ride the outside lane. Forte gets the break, moves around on the high side. 42, Don Forte now going for it. 4 cars to qualify. 82 Metivier, 42 Forte. Back comes Layton on the inside. The 4 youngsters putting on a great show. Layton is sideways and loops it in 2. The 1X is around in turn number 2, trying to refire the car. Yellow flag. Yellow is out. 1X will go on the rear. Brad Layton as he brings out the yellow with 11 done. Brad Layton giving it all he had in the battle for 4th. Here we go. Green is out. Brad Layton quickly around the Danny Knoll automobile. Down to the line. Gary Johnson continues to show the way. Black flag for Brad Layton. Layton receives the black flag for passing before the green flag came out. The 1X will have to take it on pit road. Gary Johnson looks in the rearview mirror, gets away now with 2 to go. Kim Wallace second. LaPerle third, side by side. They continue the battle for 4th. Sylvain Metivier in the 82. 42, Don Forte on the outside. The 2 youngsters drag racing for it. White flag is out. Forte swaps lanes on the inside. The 82 shuts him down. Final time in 3 and 4. Checkered flag coming out. Consi round numbered 1 to Gary Johnson. Cam Wallace second. Roger LaPerle and Sylvain Metivier the qualifiers. So after a rough and tumble, first Consi round. 4 more names in the book for the Coca-Cola 100. Qualifying fourth, the 82, Sylvain Metivier. Third, the 00, Roger Leperle. Kim Wallace in the 27 is second. And ladies and gentlemen, winner in the first round, Consi, the JR Repair, car number 58, Gary Johnson. Scott Watts in the F80. Ralph Nason making his first appearance of the night in car number 10. And the 98 of Bill Penfold. Nason did not take part in the opening round qualifying heats. They dropped a valve in that car in the early practice rounds. Took the machine off the Speedway grounds. Got the parts they needed, have the car repaired, but Nason has got a long way to go in this one. Only 4 will qualify here in Consi round number 2, 15 laps the distance. Field coming down, they'll look for a start, they'll get it. Bob Randall, Kevin LePage, Mike Mayetta, Marty LeBlanc away on the break. Randall is your leader on the back straightaway. Battle for second. Mike Mayetta on the inside of LePage in the 21. Mayetta on the inside with a nose in front as they hit the line that time. LePage back up on the outside. Drag racing down the back chute. High side challenge for the number 4 position. Here's Andre Beaudoin moving. Beaudoin in the 7. Trying to move around the Marty LeBlanc machine. Andre Beaudoin in the PP electric car. That automobile driven 1 year ago by Jean-Paul Cabana. Right now, Beaudoin hustling the high side for the final transfer. Marty LeBlanc downstairs in the 8. Andre Beaudoin top side in the 7. Side by side. One more time around they go. Beaudoin slipping high. Blair Bassett getting into the action in the 77. 3-car breakaway at the front. Bobby Randall, Mike Mayetta, Kevin LePage. Then the battle for fourth, Marty LeBlanc in the 77. Blair Bassett, here comes Ralph Nason up the middle. Nason passing cars inside and out. Nason from the back of the pack is flying in the 10 machine. He is up to the number 5 spot now. First time on the racetrack tonight for racing Ralph Nason. He goes after Marty LeBlanc. Nason looking to qualify. LeBlanc pushes him high. Over the top goes Andre Beaudoin. Nason around the outside has the number 4 position in hand. Halfway done. Field stays green as Beaudoin is moving in the 7. Bob Randall down the back straightaway has 3 car lengths in hand over the 13 of Mayetta. Kevin LePage 1 length back in third, then a long gap back to Ralph Nason. Nason from the back of the pack may be as quick as the leaders right now, but he's got a lot of real estate to cover. 10 down, 5 remaining. In Consi round number 2 for Bob Randall. It has been a tough qualifying process tonight. Randall, feature winner here in an American Canadian Tour event 1 year ago, is forced to go to the Consi tonight, but he is making the most of it right now. Randall lapping at 15.4, put the clock on Ralph Nason. He's right about there as well in the 15.5 range. Nason with the 4th and final qualified spot in hand, beginning to close ground on Kevin LePage. 2 laps to go. They'll look to wind it up. Randall, Mayetta, LePage, and Nason, the qualifiers. Marty LeBlanc and Blair Bassett racing for the number 5 position. Look out, they tangle. Banging each other. Look out, Irene. Everybody gets by. Good moves by Kip Stockwell. Mike Mayetta's off the track on the back straightaway. I have no idea what's become of Mike Mayetta as he sits crossways on the bottom of the back chute. At the very least this year. Lights are down on the pace car. We're set to race. 13 down, 2 to go. Keep an eye on the 16 of Kip Stockwell. This kid trying to get it done. Green flag is out. Bill Penfold immediately to the outside. Can't find the grip out of 2. Stockwell away. Penfold coming back at him. Tags him. Bill Penfold puts the bumper to Stockwell. White flag is out. Penfold down in the dirt, bleeding on him. A muscle job by Billy Penfold. He lets Bob Coburn through on the inside. Kevin LePage going for the win on Bobby Randall. Checkered flag coming out. Randall holds it off to win it. Kevin LePage, Ralph Nason, and Bill Penfold gets it as he nails Coburn coming out of 4. Oh my. I believe it's safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, that Bill Penfold has won no new members to his fan club in the Kip Stockwell and Bob Coburn pit tonight. Black flag for Bill Penfold. Bill Penfold disqualified from the Consolation and the B feature tonight, so his night is over.
To his outside from Elliott in the Action Racing 10-4 Ed Strong. Row 3 from Wyndham in the number 2, the Able Power Equipment, Mark Stimson Realty, and Jim Emerson. Next on the grid, the number 1, the Noel High, Channell One, and Dave Sprague. The 0 from Kenny Monkport and Gary Clough. Russ Johnson in the 19, Bubba Pelton in the 27, Steve Howard in the 03, Chris Rule in the 14, Spike Matitol, number 89, green at turn 4, Tim Maloney from the inside, Phil Weeks on the outside, 3 wide racing through turn 2. Somehow they stretch that out and make it work. Phil Weeks tries to nose ahead out of turn 4, spin by the number 1. Dave Sprague off over the top of turn 4, keeps it underway, we stay green. Phil Weeks from the outside with the advantage down into turn 3 as he tries to squeeze it by Tim Maloney out of turn 4, unable to do so. Turn 2, Weeks finally squeezes the number 9 completely by Maloney to take the point. Tim Maloney back to second. Willie Elliott is third in the 08. Then comes Jimmy Emerson and Gary Clough. Tim Maloney right back hard to the inside as he challenges race leader Phil Weeks once again. Gets the car a little sideways, does a nice job of hanging onto it. Tim Maloney not giving up that inside groove, trying to mount a challenge once again to race leader Phil Weeks. Continues to be Phil Weeks by about a 3/4 car length. Maloney now sideways out of 4, does a nice job hanging on it. Willie Elliott looking for racing room in position number 3. Kevin Durgan coasts down to the start-finish line area right up by the wall, and that will require the caution flag. Mechanical failure strikes the number 7. Fortunately, no serious driver injury. Well, right now, Flagman Eddie Walton says hold it even. We look to restart it at turn 4, and we have green. Willie Elliott tries to dive beneath Phil Weeks. Not quite enough room. Phil Weeks at the point. Here comes Elliott as something apparently goes amiss on the Phil Weeks machine as he slowed dramatically. Then back to power, but not without losing 3 positions. Willie Elliott behind the wheel of the 08 of Rod Moody shows the way, working lap number 8. Rookie Gary Clough in the 0, then comes Spike Matitol, Phil Weeks, and Tim Maloney rounds out the top 5.
On the move now in the outside groove. Doug Shores in the 07, the Ford Thunderbird, three-time feature winner. Sends it to the outside of Tim Maloney. Very quick time recorded by the 08 in practice this afternoon. Talked about the radar gun being put on this car, these cars this afternoon, and they did catch the 08 up around 87 miles an hour, which is extremely quick for a super sportsman. Veteran hard charger Willie Elliott behind the wheel of the 08, former modified, late model, and limited sportsman competitor. Looking to nail down his first feature win in this super sportsman division. Rookie Gary Clough making a fine showing in the 0 as he is right up to the back end of the 08 now. Cars stacked right up, bumping the bumper now right back through 7 positions. And Steve Howard makes that 8. Here comes Jimmy Emerson to make it a string of 9. Doug Shores now takes a look to the outside of position number 4. Approaching the halfway mark, 15 down, 15 to go. Battle is for the 4th place position. Tim Maloney in the 69, Doug Shores in the 07. Shores hung on the outside, no way to get to the inside lane. He's going to have to stay to the outside and somehow make it work as he looks for his 4th win of the 92 season. Smoke from the 69. And he is headed to pit road. Tough break. Tim Maloney something gives up on the number 69. Meanwhile, Doug Shores on the move now to the outside of Spike Matadol. Doug Shores making his presence known in position number 3. Winningest driver in this super sportsman division, the only Ford in the field. Taking a look now at position 2 as he sets to the outside of Gary Clough's 0. Doug Shores, last week's feature winner, trying to make it 4 wins. Up to position number 2. They are working in lap number 21. Spin in the turn 2 area. Looks like the number 1 of Dave Sprague. That will require the caution flag. The 1 of Dave Sprague gets it turned about up at near the entrance to the pit road. Sprague takes the number 1 onto pit road. 10 to go. And the man on the move, Doug Shores in the 07, will now sit to the outside of race leader Willie Elliott in the 08. Shores has come up from the back of the pack. Look for a start at turn 4. We have green. Willie Elliott with a jump from the pole position right back to the lead position. Doug Shores right up to the back bumper of race leader Elliott. They are trying to break away from the rest of the field. Shores takes a look to the outside of the 08, tucks it right back in again as they enter turn 1. Steve Wilson with a spin in the number 99. Trying to refire the car. Unable to do so before the caution flag flies once again. So you won't want to miss that. Right now, 21 laps down, 9 to go. Willie Elliott and Doug Shores bring the field to a start out of turn 4. Green is out. Willie Elliott from the inside. Spike Manitow on the move as he comes up to challenge for that third place position. Shores again takes a look to the outside of the 08 of Willie Elliott. Chevrolet and Ford going at it on the backstretch. Doug Shores draws it even as they race turn 3 to turn 4. Dead heat across the line and even down into turn 1. Laps winding down. Caution once again as we have a car spun at the turn 4 area. That's Ed Strong in the number 10. 23 laps down, 7 to go. Pace car makes its way onto the infield pit road. Once again, Willie Elliott, Doug Shores, green flag flies. Elliott with a quick acceleration off turn 4. Sparks from the 19 of Russ Johnson. Doesn't seem to affect the running as of yet. Sparks continue to fly from the 19. Willie Elliott with a slight advantage as they cross the stripe. And once again, Doug Shores, a spin now. The 03. The car is just a shower of sparks and then spins to the outside of turn number 2. He gets the car refired, heads on a pit road. Willie Elliott continues to show the way in the 08, followed by Doug Shores. Shores looking for a way to challenge race leader Willie Elliott. Caution flag once again as Steve Howard is unable to get the 03 back into the pit area and sits at the entrance to pit road. The Pontiac of rookie Gary Clough. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives them the all clear as they glance one more time to the flag stand. He points to turn number 4, says hold it even. Green is out. Willie Elliott once again from the inside. Doug Shores looking to mount the challenge from the outside. Continues to be Willie Elliott by a slight advantage. Shores draws it even out of turn 2. They go wheel to wheel down to turn number 3. It will be 2 laps to go. They exit turn 4 side by side. Fender ahead by the 07. Doug Shores with a slight advantage. Willie Elliott fighting back on the inside, but Shores now puts 3/4 of the 07 by. White flag is out. Doug Shores from the outside. Willie Elliott hard back to the inside, trying to mount a challenge, but the 07 looking for win number 4, puts the nose ahead out of turn number 4, checkered flag out. Doug Shores, Willie Elliott, Gary Clough, the 89 Spike Manitow, and Phil Weeks unofficially your top. Finn, fine recovery, down to collect the colors. Win number 4, Doug Shores will parade the colors. Fine run in the runner-up spot, Willie Elliott. Rookie Gary Clough, position number 3. And all the way back up from the rear of the lineup, the number 7, the Print World car of Kevin Durkin. And rounding out the top 5, Spike Manitow in the number 89. Returning the colors, and soon to be down in the victory lane area, the lone Ford in the Super Sportsman field, winningest car and driver, Doug Shores.
Welcome back, Doug. That's 2 in a row. Congratulations.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Andy. Feels pretty good to be able to come up here and run with the best of them. I mean, running with Willie Elliott and trying to get around him. And know we've accomplished something, but I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight. The weather weren't the best, but I got to thank all my sponsors and let get on with the show.
Well, you had quite a run for it at the end of it, a few restarts. Did you think you had the power on the outside? I noticed on the restart you didn't seem quite as powerful.
No, we had trouble with the clutch slipping all day, and it's slipping real bad tonight, and that really was the fault of the car on the restart.
Well, we congratulate you again for some work around that faultiness and a nice job, and it yields you with win number 4. Roger Roberge from Coca-Cola has the presentation. Roger?
It was a good race. Had fun, I can see that one. There's a hat for you from Coca-Cola. There's your trophy. A good win.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, a nice round of applause for Doug Shores. Thank you, Doug. This Forest City Chevrolet Super Sportsman division continues to be one of the most popular at the Speedway.
And if Dan Beatty runs like he did in early qualifying this evening, he may be the man to watch. Last chance to make the Coca-Cola 100. The winner goes on, the losers go home. Here we go. Pace cars in. Field is set. Don Forte, Scott Watts, green flag, and they're racing. The F80 gets the brake on the outside. Look out, Kip Stockwell looping it. Everybody gets around. Scott Watts in the F80, yellow flag. Caution out for the 16 of Kip Stockwell. In the F80. Last time around, Watts got the jump on the outside lane. Watts, the Seabrook, New Hampshire driver, and the Lloyd Perkins, R&S Race Engineering, Chevrolet. Field is set from the start. Here they come out of 4. Green is out, and this time Don Forte has the advantage into 1. Forte and the Isolon machine away with the lead. Scott Watts back into second in the F80. Then Danny Knoll Jr., Robbie Thompson, and Blair Bissett on the outside of the 77. Don Forte beginning to pull away. Forte in the 42, opening the lead now. Scott Watts, the F80, holding on to second, but second will do him no good tonight. Robbie Thompson, the 25, is third, then Andre Beaudoin, Blair Bissett, Danny Knoll Jr., and Mike Mayetta. Mayetta in the Bill Penfold machine, down to the inside. He'll look for the number 6 position. Mayetta moving up, but still a long way out of the running. Don Forte with the big lead in hand. The Isolon Chevrolet continuing to pull away from the pack. Scott Watts motoring in second, then Thompson, Beaudoin, Blair Bissett, and Mike Mayetta. Dan Beatty taking the 53 on pit road. He is done for the B feature. Beatty solidly among the top 10 of the American Canadian Tour points. Will likely earn himself a promoter's option spot at the back of the pack tonight. Halfway done this time for Don Forte. Forte way out in front, just looking to get it home. Next time by, 10 complete. 5 remaining. It is all Donald Forte at the front. laps winding down for the 42 machine. Don Forte from Laval, Quebec. Started on the inside pole and has led every step of the way since. Forte by nearly a full straightaway as the 2-lap to go indicator comes up. Forte in the 42-year leader. Scott Watts in second, then Robbie Thompson and Andre Baudouin. White flag is out. 1 lap remaining for Don Forte. Final time in 3 and 4. Final transfer spot to the Coke 100. Don Forte, car number 42. Scott Watts in the F80, then Robbie Thompson, Andre Baudouin, and Blair Bissett. A rather uneventful B feature as Don Forte, the youngster from Laval, Quebec, starts the Isolon Chevrolet on the point, leads every lap on his way to victory lane. And ladies and gentlemen, the final qualifier for the Coca-Cola 100 is in the record book. B feature winner. A round of applause for car number 42, Don Forte. Qualifying field is set for the main event this evening. The promoter's option spots will be added momentarily, and then we will have the starting field for the Coca-Cola 100. Main event of the night, the Coca-Cola 100. Gentlemen, start your engines. Of the finest late model stock cars and drivers in the northeastern United States and eastern Canada, strapped in and ready to roll. At the front of the pack, the 88 of Steve Knowlton. His strongest run of the 1992 season to date as he won both his qualifying heat and the semi-feature to earn the pole position. But he is going to have a difficult struggle ahead. Paul Johnson in the number 5 has been running strongly all evening long. Right behind the great veterans, Beaver, Dragon, and Junior Hanley side by side in row 2. Speedway promoter's option, the 98 machine. Mike Mayetta will start shotgun on the field. Taken car number 11 behind the wall. Knowlton, one of the struggling independents on the American-Canadian Tour. His qualifying performance tonight will put a few extra dollars in his hip pocket. More important right now, he has got the #1 starting slot for the Coca-Cola 100. Chief starter John Hulbert has shown the green. And next time by we'll go. Lights are down on the pace car. Pace car will get away momentarily on the back straightaway. Knowlton and Johnson. Dragon and Handley. Stevens and Mike Johnson. Pace car is in and we are set for a go. Down to the line they come. Looking for the start. Green flag is out. The Coke 100 is underway. Steve Knowlton on the inside, half a car length up your leader. Paul Johnson hung up on the outside, fights it down into the low groove, he shows second. 75 Beaver Dragon is third on the outside. Here comes Junior Handley. Handley, the ACT champion, going to work on the high side, right behind Mike Johnson in the 33. Position. Following him around the high side, 33, Mike Johnson. Dragon dropping back on the inside. We got yellow. 53, Dan Beatty turned around in turn 2. Caution is on the Speedway and Beatty goes a lap down. This set, we'll look for a start. Knowlton on the inside. Paul Johnson on the outside. Then Junior Handley and Mike Johnson. Beaver Dragon and Jeffrey Stevens, here they come. 3 laps complete as we set for a restart. Green flag is on and Knowlton is away with a huge jump. Knowlton, the 88, away with it. He'll lead Junior Handley through on the inside. Paul Johnson dropping back to the #3 position. Beaver Dragon, 75, trying to plug the hole down low. Johnson's working the high side. Paul in the 5. Mike in the 33, right behind Jeff Stevens. Junior Handley down low. Puts the nose of the T-Bird out in front into the #2 spot now. Handley up to second. Paul Johnson back to third. Mike Johnson in 4th. Then Beaver Dragon, and on the outside, here comes Stevens. The Outlaw beginning to work the high side out of 4 as Beaver Dragon continues to drop back. Dragon really struggling in the Harrison Ready Mix car. Dragon started third. He is dropping back. Buzzy Bazanson moving around in car number 07 now. Taking over the #6 position. Right behind him, the 17, Tracy Gordon. Beaver Dragon like a rock heading for the back of this field. This is 75, obviously off the mark here in the main event. Steve Knowlton pulling away from everybody in the 88. Junior Handley hanging on in second. He's got a rear view mirror full of Paul Johnson. Johnson to the inside. Can't find room in the back straightaway. Mike Johnson, the 33, is 4th. Stevens in the 44, 5th. Buzzy Bazanson working his back bumper in 6th. 7th is Gordon. 8th to Bobby Babb. Beaver Dragon now back to 9th. 10th on the inside is Pete Silva. Trouble in turn number 4. Andy Loon getting around. Randy McDonald is involved. Loops the 01 machine. Yellow is out. McDonald trying to hustle and stay on the lead lap. McDonald stays on the lead circuit, but he has got a flat left front tire. The GM Parts Pro Shop machine. Trailing Sparks through the corner will head on to pit road. Andy Lude back under power. The 56 automobile will go to the back of the pack as well. Left front tire on order for the GM Parts Pro Shop operation. Andy Lude back on the pit road. Dave Whitlock. Appears like he also got a piece of the action as they scramble to avoid the 56 car. Whitlock with some cosmetic damage on the Motorcraft 4, and they look over the right side tires. 11 laps complete. Your leader continues to be Steve Knowlton. Black flag is out for the 34 of Bob Libby. Libby apparently passed a couple of cars under the caution flag. They will pull Libby on the pit road. So Libby will be the final car in the lead lap. Randy McDonald now has gone down 2 on pit road. Field crossed over. It will now be Chevrolet and Ford in row number 1. The youngster Steve Knowlton on the inside, the defending series champion Junior Hanley on the outside. Hanley with 4 victories in 7 starts on the American Canadian Tour so far in '92. If you're the gambling type, certainly the smart money would have to be riding on the outside lane right now, but young Steve Knowlton has had the fast race car tonight. Pace car will come in this time. Bob Libby on the tail end of the 34, set to go. Steve Knowlton, 72, Junior Hanley. Then Johnson and Johnson in row number 2. Paul and Mike inside and out. Here we go. Green is out. Pete Silva looping it in 4. Everybody gets by. We'll stay green. Field is moving. Steve Knowlton drives away from Junior Hanley. Trouble in 4. Buzzy Bazanson is around in the 07. Yellow flag. But when he doesn't have the fastest race car, he's been known to lie back, hold the cards close, and wait for showtime. Pace car is in. We're ready for a start. Steve Knowlton and Paul Johnson once again for green. The best spot on the racetrack right now is the inside of row 2 as they'll follow Steve Knowlton through. Knowlton away with the lead. Hanley back to the inside of Johnson. Paul Johnson now trapped up high, and it's Junior Hanley going to work down low. 72 Hanley down to the inside. The 53 Dan Beatty, a lapped automobile, would like to get back up in the front of this thing and gain one back. Steve Knowlton for the 3rd time tonight just pulling away from the competition. 72 Hanley runs 2nd. The 53 is a lapped automobile, Dan Beatty. But Beatty right now with a fast race car. If he can pass 2 more machines and catch a yellow, he'll get a lap back. Dan Beatty, the lap car, putting the pressure on Junior Hanley. There is no strategy left for the 53. He's just got to put the hammer down. Side-by-side battle for the number 3 position. Jeffrey Stevens down to the inside of Paul Johnson. Johnson started on the outside of the restart, and he hasn't been able to get downstairs since. Stevens fights his way down. Jeffrey Stevens goes nose to nose with Johnson on the back straightaway. The lap car of Dan Beatty has dropped off the back bumper of Hanley. He pulls high. Stevens moves down low. Mike Johnson follows him through underneath the 5 of Paul Johnson. So the 33 now runs in 4th. Paul Johnson in the 5 is 5th. 6th is Tracy Gordon. Robbie Crouch 7th in the 48. 8th is Bill Zardo. Glenn Cusack 9th. Kevin LePage is 10th. Beaver Dragon falling completely out of the top 10 now. Dragon in the 75. Ralph Nason in trouble on the back chute. He and Dragon touched momentarily. flat right front tire on the Jim Salad machine. Nason running tight with Beaver Dragon on the back straightaway. They bumped momentarily. The right front tire goes down. Automobile is the 72 of Hanley. Mike Johnson tucks it in behind. Beatty will try and follow the 53 through for the number 2 spot. Hanley on the outside gets the pole down the back chute. 72 Hanley back in line in second. Mike Johnson third in the 33. Paul Johnson fourth. Then Jeff Stevens and Robbie Crouch the top 5. In 6th, Tracy Gordon. Glenn Cusack up to 7th. 8th, the 46 of Bill Zardo. Gary Johnson 9th, then Kevin LePage and Bob Randall. Once again, the 88 begins to pull away from the pack. Steve Knowlton, 5 lengths in hand over Junior Hanley. And the lapped car of Dan Beatty. Third place machine, Mike Johnson. Trouble in turn 2, Derek Lynch. Look at him scatter on the back chute. Great driving to avoid the 15. Lynch hustles his way back under. An anxious moment indeed for the 15 of Derek Lynch as he sat with his driver's door facing traffic. Field is set. Pace car coming in turn 4. Oh, bumping and grinding in the front as Hanley does not get off the dime. The green is out. Junior Hanley hesitating on the start. Mike Johnson got into him and everybody piled up. The lap car of Dave Whitlock running on the inside. Dan Beatty, a nice move as they go 3 wide around the lap car in 4. Tracy Gordon hung up way to the high line, hanging on the 17 machine. Knowlton again is away with the lead. Hanley kicks it back in line in second. The lap car of Beatty showing in the 3rd spot, 3rd place on the racetrack. 3rd overall is the 33 of Mike Johnson. Paul Johnson in 4th. 5th is Stevens. Crouch is 6th. Glenn Cusack 7th. Tracy Gordon 8th, and here comes Bobby Randall. Randall in the 91, going to work on Gordon. Bob Randall from 22nd place on the field, going for 8th on the high side. Keep an eye on the 91. Bob Randall forced to qualify through the Consi. But he has got the Larry Cates machine percolating in the top 10 now. Randall, the 91, is 8th. Tracy Gordon drop kick back to 9th. 10th is Kevin LePage, then Gary Johnson on the inside. Once again, Steve Knowlton able to drive away from Junior Hanley. The lead is back up to 3 car lengths. Mike Johnson going to work on the lap car of Dan Beatty down the back straightaway. Johnson wants a shot at Hanley for second. Up on the outside, Beatty takes a look underneath Hanley. Dan Beatty 2 laps down, but he's got a fast race car. He may come into play. Hanley holds them both off as they hit turn 3. Johnson again back to the high side. Hanley fighting a push in the 72. He has begun to drift high in the corners. Very unusual to see, to say the least, to see Junior Hanley driving a tough race car. Once again, Hanley drifting high. Beatty looks low out of 4, can't find the room. A Molson X machine with all kinds of horsepower, but it is not a good handling machine right now. Mike Mayetta taking the 98 back to the garage area. His evening is over. The challenge now is for second. 33 Mike Johnson moving around the Dan Beatty machine, going after Junior Hanley for the runner-up spot. Paul Johnson and Jeff Stevens not far behind. But the 53 of Dan Beatty is too tough a customer on the inside. Johnson has to drop back. Johnson now will look to the inside on the back straightaway. Beatty drives away from it. And all the while, Steve Knowlton continues to pull away. Bobby Randall is on the march. The 91 machine does away with Glenn Cusack. Drives around Robbie Crouch. Randall now is 6th. Trouble in turn 4. Bobby Babb involved with it. I believe Andre Beaudoin along with the 14 of Dave St. Clair. Andre Beaudoin back onto the racetrack quickly in car number 7. Beaudoin loses a lap. St. Clair loses a lap as well. Steve Knowlton trying to record one of the great upsets in the history of the American Canadian Tour, has led all the way so far. He is undefeated on the night. Bill Zardo pulling the 46 up on the pace car. He'll come on to pit road. Dave St. Clair is in. He'll come back out, it appears. Andre Beaudoin coming in. Here comes Zardo. The Z-Man hot-footing the 46 Chevrolet down pit road. Zardo is in for service on the all-on crane service machine. Looks like a right side tire change. Field crossing over. The man on the move is 91 Bob Randall. Randall started 22nd on the field. Check that, 23rd on the field. He is now 6th. From 23rd to 6th in 38 laps. Randall is on the move. Pete Silva is away. Bill Zardo, Andre Beaudoin, all will rejoin the field. Once again, it's Knowlton and Hanley side by side in one. Again, the lap car of Beatty alongside the Mike Johnson machine, then Paul Johnson and Jeff Stevens. Bob Randall and Robbie Crouch. I think it's safe to say that qualifying did not go according to plan for Bob Randall. But the main event is right on schedule at this point. Complete. Knowlton on the inside, Hanley on the outside. Beatty and Johnson. Here they come down to the line. The green is out. Again, it's Knowlton on the inside. Steve Knowlton Knowlton, 88, 72, Junior Hanley bumping with Dan Beatty in turn 4. Hanley pulling away on the back chute, tucks it back in line. Hanley wins the battle, holds on to second. Here comes Mike Johnson. The door now open for the Polar Beverages Chevrolet. Johnson trying to move up the outside. Dave Dion going a lap down on the back straightaway. No, he gets nailed. Knowlton goes around. The leader is out of it. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Dave Dion coming out of the pits in the 29. Knowlton tried to dive underneath and put the Berlin City Ford down a lap. Contact made, and the leader is out of it. Hanley, who's been unable to handle Knowlton, now inherits the lead. Knowlton and Beaver Dragon both on pit road. Well, ladies and gentlemen, your heart has got to go out to young Steve Knowlton. He will rejoin the field. He will stay on the lead lap, or will he? Knowlton is on the lead lap. They'll stick him on the tail. Dion is back in the 29 machine. It has not been a great night for the Berlin City Ford. Dion with a steady, if not spectacular, performance in qualifying, but has not been heard from here in the main event. Narrowly avoided going a lap down a moment ago. Johnson drove around Hanley apparently with ease. We'll see what he can do on the restart. Row 2, the lap car of Beatty, then the 91 of Bob Randall. In the most machines passed per lap department, Bob Randall is without competition here tonight. From 23rd to 3rd in 42 laps. Randall wasting no time coming to the front, but he's not there yet. Two tough customers dead ahead in Junior Hanley and Mike Johnson. Don't overlook the 48 of Robbie Crouch. Crouch has come from 19th position to 4th. Here they come out of 4. Hanley on the inside, Johnson on the outside. Green is out and Hanley is away by a length. Hanley down the back straightaway leads. Johnson trying to hang on to it. Side-by-side battle. Johnson creeping up. Dan Beatty wants to make it 3 deep on the inside. Mike Johnson gives it his shot and comes up empty. Johnson falling back as here comes Robbie Crouch. Beaver Dragon in the sand pile in turn number 2. Yellow flag. Yellow is out. Harmon Beaver Dragon on the sand pile in turn 1. The Dragon Wagon has lost a lap now. The former Vermont State champion will get his shot on the outside of Junior Hanley. The Phillips 66 car can get the jump. He will only be 1 lap down. And the way this race has gone tonight, 1 lap down is not so bad. Car set to come in on the back chute. 7 laps shy of the halfway point. Junior Hanley, then the lap car of Dan Beatty. Going on a line. That's Johnson started 6th, Randall started 23rd. Right behind them, Crouch and Stevens. Here we go. Hanley and Beatty coming to the line. Green flag. Unable to challenge at the drop of the green, drops in line in 2nd. 2nd place automobile, 33. Mike Johnson. Robbie Crouch to the inside of Bob Randall, challenging for the number 4 spot. Randall has none of that. He goes after Johnson for 3rd place. Side by side down the back chute. 33 Johnson, 91 Randall. looking to get a lead back. Beatty is down 2, but he's going to look to make it 1 here, and Johnson may follow him through. Here comes the 53. Dan Beatty now just 1 lap down, and he's still got plenty of time to work. We may have a lead change in the making. Johnson to the inside, trying to take over. Mike Johnson follows the lap car through. He and Hanley bump at the start-finish line, and Mike Johnson is your new leader on the back chute. An amazing turn of events. The lapped car leads the leader through. Johnson takes over. Randall trying to follow the line downstairs for second as Hanley is dropping back. We are halfway done next time. 50 down, 50 to go in the Coke 100. Don't count out Junior Hanley. Here comes the 72 back. Terrific racing at the front of the pack. Hanley flexes muscle on the back chute. The 72 beginning to fly on the outside. Junior Hanley has got some heat in the tires. He goes back after Johnson. Dan Beatty praying for a caution flag to get his lap back. The battle is for the lead. 33 Johnson, 72 Hanley, bumping, look out, they're sideways, Hanley spins. Hanley is in the sand pile. Yellow flag. Beatty gets his lap back. Hanley has to refire. Hanley is stranded on the sand pile. He is losing a lap to the field. The ACT point leader, Junior Hanley, is a lap down to the field. My, oh my, oh my. Junior Hanley says, somebody help me. Hanley needs assistance, and he needs it in a hurry. He's going to go 2 down. I guarantee there's a $100 bill if that record driver just drives him hard. Here comes the field. Hanley is away. He is 1 down as he gets it under power. Oh, my heart. What a show. Wholesale action on pit road. Ralph Nason in, Bill Zardo, Derek Lynch, Roger LaPearl. But the action is at the front of the pack. What a battle we have seen tonight. Mike Johnson is now your leader in the 33. It is not often that you'll see Junior Hanley engage in a gloves-off battle in the early going. And unless Bobby Randall has the horsepower to get around Mike Johnson, I would venture a guess that Crouch will be looking for second place. Pace car is in. We're set for a start. 52 down, 48 remaining. Restart coming up. Here they go. Side-by-side drag race. Johnson on the inside. Randall on the outside. Both cars out of shape in 4. There is no strategy being played at the front tonight. It is hammer down racing. Johnson is away with it. Crouch to the inside. 48 wants second. Paul Johnson to the inside of Jeffrey Stevens is back up to the number 4 spot. Bob Randall will not turn loose on the high groove. He comes back after Johnson at the line. 33 Mike Johnson. 91 Bobby Randall puts the nose out on top. Randall now forges into the lead. Back comes Johnson in 4. At the stripe, new leader Bobby Randall. Down the back chute, 91, Randall clear with the lead. Mike Johnson back to second. Crouch is third. Paul Johnson fourth. Stevens, LePage, and trying to break away with the lead. A car length back is Johnson. Crouch drifting high. Here comes Paul Johnson. Paul Johnson to the inside of Crouch. Johnson going for third place now. Paul Johnson downstairs. Crouch by a nose if the line had the spot. Johnson in the 5, running the inside lane. The Tampa Tornado trapped up high. Johnson moving up. Right behind him, Jeff Stevens. Johnson across the line is third. The Beech Ridge regulars hold the top 3 positions on the back shift. Jeff Stevens follows through on the inside of Crouch. He takes over fourth. Bob Levy is up to the number 5 position. The Beech Ridge drivers taking no prisoners tonight. They hold 4 of the top 5 positions, including a clean sweep of the trophy spots right now. 65 laps complete next time. 65 down, 35 remaining. Bob Randall beginning to pull away. Randall by 10 car lengths as he hits turn 1. Mike Johnson all alone in second. Third is Gary Johnson. Then Jeffrey Stevens, Bob Libby, Robbie Crouch, Kevin LePage, and Glenn Cusack. Does the 360, carries on, and we've got a yellow. Field backing down. Randall, Mike Johnson, and Paul Johnson, the top 3.
The lonesome driver carrying the ACC flag in the top 5, and Paul Libby.
So far. Field set for the restart. Randall low, Johnson high, then Paul Johnson and Jeff Stevens. Stevens in the 44 has third, tucks it down to the inside lane. Paul Johnson back to fourth. Robbie Crouch challenges him on the outside. It is a nose-to-nose drag race for the lead. Randall down low has it. Jeff Stevens sticks his foot in the door for second. The outlaw going for the runner-up spot. Jeffrey Stevens started 5th, has not been out of the top 7 or 8 spots all night long. Stevens a nose up for second. Stevens down low in the 44. Johnson up high in the 33. Another side-by-side battle for position. Johnson gets the jump off 2, half a car length away. Stevens keeps the hole filled down low. Johnson, when that car gets hot, can really fly on the outside. Johnson gets clear on the outside. Here comes Bob Libby into the action. 34 on the high side moving. Libby from the back of the pack is 4th now. Bob Libby, 34, going after Stevens for 3rd. 14-lap dash for cash. They ran 15 in the heats tonight, so this is going to be a sprint. Randall trying to make it 2 in a row in this event. Libby trying to get his first ever. Mike Johnson likewise on the American Canadian Tour. And add their name to the list on the ACT Winners Circle. One of the most exclusive clubs in New England motor racing. Randall is there. He'd like to keep anybody else from getting in tonight. Here they come. 14 laps remaining. Green is out. Randall with a huge jump. Libby almost goes over the top of the racetrack. Johnson takes over second. Back comes Jeffrey Stevens for third. The lapped car of Bobby Babb, car number 4, is in the mix as well. He is a lap down. He'll get the move over flag. Libby now trying to regroup and get back after the lead. Libby goes to the high side of Bobby Babb. Randall is away with the lead. 2 car lengths back to Mike Johnson. Johnson may not have the power to tackle Randall now. Jeff Stevens around. Bobby Babb holds 4th. 5th is Kevin LePage. LePage has gotten around the Paul Johnson machine. Johnson in the 5. Now is 6th. 7th is Glenn Cusack. He's being overhauled by Buzzy Bazanson. 10 laps to go for Bobby Randall. 10 to go now. Bob Randall 10 laps away from a 2-in-a-row sweep. Johnson is second. Libby absolutely rim-riding the 34 machine. 4th is Stevens. 5th, LePage. Dion is on pit road under green. This may be the end of the day for the Berlin City car. Paul Johnson is 6th. Bazanson with the late charge is up to 7th. 8th is Glenn Cusack. 9th, Gary Johnson. Robbie Crouch is 10th. Steve Knowlton back to the number 11 position. That bobble on the restart may cost Bob Libby his shot at victory lane tonight. Libby got high out of the second groove, went over the apex of the turn, dropped back 4 spots. He is closing ground on Mike Johnson, though. We have 6 to go. Time is running out. Randall at the front of the pack, but the pursuers are gaining ground. Johnson is there. Libby is there. Nose to tail out of 4. 5 to go now. 5 laps to go. Buzzy Bazanson to the inside of Paul Johnson for position. That is the battle for the number 6 spot. Johnson holds him off. 4 to go now for Bobby Randall. 4 to go. To go. Randall can almost see the home. 91, 33, 34 out in front. Randall, Johnson, and Libby. 2 to go this time. 2 laps to go for Bobby Randall. The 91, 2 away. Checkered flag. Bobby Randall wins the Coke 100.
Now to collect the colors, Bob Randall for his 2nd in a row on the American Canadian Tour for the Coca-Cola 100. Runner-up spot, current point leader in the late model sportsman ranks here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, Mike Johnson. And last week's feature winner, Bob Libby, in position number 3.
If there's ever been a better night for the locals, I haven't seen it. Nothing but smiles in victory lane tonight, folks. Bobby Randall, Mike Johnson, Bob Libby, 1, 2, 3 as the Beech Ridge Regulars take 6 out of the top 10. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start with number 3. I don't think anybody passed more cars than you did tonight. Early on, you were 37th out of 37. Third place, not too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty impressive.
It looked like on that last restart, you might have had a chance, but you drifted a little high, got on the backside of the banking, and it was tough to recover.
Tires cooled off quite a bit in the last few laps there, and power steering seemed to be real weak, and I couldn't heat them up. I couldn't get up there, and when we had to restart, I got out too far, and there's just no recovering, and they got them heated up again. I started coming, but my tires were really going at the end.
You've had some big wins already this year, but this one has got to be a big one for you.
This is the biggest win I've ever had, even close to a win, let's put it that way.
This one ranks ahead of the wins?
Yeah, I think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about it? A full night's work and a great third place for runner-up finish tonight. He gave it a hell of a run for the number 2 spot. How about it for Mike Johnson, the 33rd? Mike, I know you wanted to give him a run there down the stretch, but the 91 machine awfully tough tonight.
Real tough. They did an excellent job with the car, and I can't say any more than that. They beat us fair and square right on the outside, went by, and we tried to catch up.
I think we can now officially stop calling these things upsets when you guys knock off the Travelers. You really took it to them tonight.
Yeah, it seemed to be. I don't know how everybody else fared behind us, but you know, the top 3 cars are Beech Ridge cars, and I just feel good to be amongst them.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mike Johnson, the 33, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here's the man of the hour. We're going to start meeting like this. I think you made the folks happy tonight, Robert.
Well, I sure hope so, because it sure made me happy.
Now tell me this. I know this is probably getting to be old hat for you here. You can have the vegetables and the bubbly, and I'm sure you'll get into that in a moment. But you got to talk to me first. This one was awfully tough.
Yeah, it was a tough race. Bobby Libby really had me worried, evidently, after caution slowed him up a little bit. And thank God it was only 15 to go, because he was coming.
No shortage of challenges tonight. These 2 guys obviously gave you all you wanted. Hanley was there for a good long time. Jeff Stevens, it looked like at some point probably 9 or 10 cars could have won this thing.
Oh yeah, it was no cakewalk, that's for sure. You know, seemed like I was on a ragged edge a good part of the race.
We've got some hardware here for you. The presentation of the Victory Lane Trophy.
Congratulations, Bob. One hell of a race. I'll tell you. Good to see the Ridge cars right up there, 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you very much.
Coca-Cola, I'd like to present you with a trophy and a Coke jacket.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate all you sponsors' help.
Ladies and gentlemen, quite a night tonight in Victory Lane at the Ridge. Bobby Randall, the 91, your quick winner. I'll say it again, folks. The hometown boys put a good old-fashioned woodshed whipping on them tonight. Bruce Elder, it's been a great night for the Beech Ridge drivers, a great night for the American Canadian Tour as well. I'll tell you right now, those traveling tour drivers are licking their wounds right now, but there's nothing I like better than a good hard good hard race and some good heavy competition. I can't wait to get back here in a month or two. We've got some great racing ahead. A great night for the locals tonight. On behalf of everybody with the American Canadian Tour, we want to thank everybody for coming out on what was not a very promising evening at the start of it. I think maybe it was worth the wait. I'm glad you came. We'll hope to see you next time. Bruce, back up to you.
Thank you, Dave. Always a great show when the American Canadian Tour comes to town. And runner-up trophy, of course, going to Mike Johnson tonight, the driver of the Polar Beverages, R.J. Grondin, number 33 with a fine run. And third place, of course, going to the driver of the Forest City Chevrolet, Sun Financial Group, number 34, and Bob Libby. Just a tremendous showing tonight by the hometown guys. And weekly here we say you come and you see some of the very best late model sportsman competition in the Northeast. And I think tonight's finish against this very, very tough American Canadian Tour certainly points that out. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings to a close our race program for this evening, and we certainly appreciate you spending your evening with us, and we hope that you'll make it a habit to be right back here with us each and every Saturday night as we bring America's #1 spectator sport, auto racing, at its very best, right here at one of America's premier short tracks, the Beech Motor Speedway. So once again, on behalf of the Cusack family and all the staff here at the Beech Motor Speedway, thank you for being with us. If you would like to stay around for a bit, you will be welcome to go out on the track and see some of the drivers and look some of the cars over if you'd like to. If you are headed home, as always, we urge you to drive carefully on that ride home. Hope to see you right back next Saturday night. Good evening.